Hello children, welcome to AIMS India's online classes. So in today's class from the topic decimals, we are going to continue the conversion of fractions into decimal form. In the previous class, we have learned how to convert fractions into decimals where the denominators of the fraction are 10, 100, 1000, 10,000 and so on. Now if you look at the example given here, what are we having? We have convert 3 by 4 into its decimal form. Yes children, we are having convert 3 by 4 into its decimal form. Here if you look at the denominator, it is 4. It is neither 10, 100 or 1000, so that we can count the number of zeros and put the decimal point. Now how to do this? So to convert this 3 by 4 to the decimal form, we need to multiply the numerator and denominator by the same number in such a way that the denominator becomes a multiple of 10. That means the denominator becomes 10, 100, 1000 or so on. Yes, what are they saying? To convert this into decimal form, we need to multiply both numerator and denominator by the same number. 3 by 4. Yes. So 3 by 4, that means we need to find the equivalent fraction, children. Do you remember equivalent fractions? Equivalent fractions are those wherein which are equal in value. How did we find out? We either multiplied the numerator and denominator by the same number, or we divided the numerator and denominator by the same number. Now what were the denominators that we learned? It can, so that the denominator becomes 10, 100, 1000 or so on. Now if we multiply 4 with anything, will we get 10? No. See, we have 4 ones are 4, and then we have 4 twos are 8, then we have 4 threes are 12. So 10 does not come in 4 table. Let us check for 100. How to check? Let me erase this first. Even here, yes. Let us divide 100 by 4 and see how many times it goes. 4 twos are 8. When we subtract, 2 is remaining. 0 brought down. 4 fives are 20. When we subtract, 0 is our remainder. So 100 is 4 divides our 100 exactly. And by how many times? 25 times. So 4 into 25 is equal to 100. Understood children? 4 into 25 is equal to 100. Again, now as we have multiplied by 25 in the denominator, we have to do the same with the numerator. So 3 into 25. 25 into 3 is equal to 75. So 75 becomes the numerator and 4 into 25 is our 100. Now we all know how to convert this into a decimal number, right? 75 by 100. How will we do that? In the numerator, we are having only 2 digits, but in the new denominator, we are having 3 digits. So for the third digit, we'll place a 0 to the left. Yes, so it is done. Now coming to the next part, 100 is having 2 zeros. So after 2 digits from the right, we will place a decimal point. So 75 by 100 is nothing but 0.75. What was the original fraction, children? 3 by 4 is equal to, what is the decimal that we got just now? We got 0.75. Understood? See, this step we already know. From 75 by 100 we know how to convert. But before getting 75 by 100, we need to do this step. We need to find out the equivalent fraction so that the denominator is either 10, 100, 1000, etc. Yes, to conclude, what did we do? First, we had 3 by 4. Then we multiplied both 3 and 4 with 25. Why only 25? Because 4 into 25 will give us 100, which will make it easier to convert it into a decimal number. Yes, we have to multiply with the same number. 3 into 25 75, 4 into 25 100 is equal to 0.75. Understood, children? The conversion of fraction into a decimal form wherein the denominator is not 10, 100,000 or so on. Now coming to converting decimals into fractions. Yes, what was this? Just now we converted fractions into decimals, but it is reversed now. We have to convert the given decimals into our fractions. We have already learnt about how to write decimal numbers such as 0.5 and 0.4 as fractions. Let us try to recall some more conversions of decimal numbers into fractions. Now what are they saying here? See, before again let us take a simple decimal like this, 0.5. Now how to convert it into a fraction? Of what do we have here? 0.5. So write as it is. Okay, the number that you have, decimal number, write as it is without the decimal point. So what do we have now? 0.5, and that will be our numerator. Coming to the denominator, how many decimal places do we have after the point? We have one decimal place after the point. So that is why in the denominator we will write 10. If suppose it had two decimal places, we will write 100. If it has three decimal places, we'll write 1000. Okay children, we do not care about the number of places to the left of the decimal point. Okay, we only care about the number of decimal places. See, here we are having 3 decimal places, so 3 zeros. If it has 2, it has 2 zeros. If we say 15.1 not divided by, this is our given decimal number 15.1. We need to convert it into a fraction. As I said, write the number as it is without any decimal points. So 151, that becomes our numerator. Now what about the denominator, children? In the given number we are having one decimal place. So in the denominator, after 1 place 1 0. Understood? Depending on the number of decimals, place the number of. Understood, children? That is the basic conversion. Depending on the number of decimal places in the given decimal number, we place the number of zeros in the denominator. Say another example, say 516.501. Now how will we convert this into a decimal number? First write the number as it is without any point, divided by, place write 1, and after 1, here how many decimal places do we have? We are having 3 decimal places. So that is why after 1 we need to place 3 zeros. Understood, children? 5000. This will be our fraction, decimal converted into a fraction. Now that was basic conversion. Now what do we have now? Convert 1.4 into fraction and write the answer in the simplest form. Now what are they saying? We are having the fraction we are having the decimal number 1.4 here. Now if you remember about the place values of decimal numbers, children, what is this? 1 here is in ones place, we know that. Now what about the decimal part? 4 is in 1/10 place. 4 is in 1/10 place. Now if you are writing the expanded form, how will we write? 1 into 1 plus 4 into 1 by 10. Yes, it is nothing but 1 plus 4 by 10. Yes, we have learned about the multiplication of fractions and whole numbers. How will we multiply this? 4 into 1 divided by 10. that is nothing but 4 by 10. Now what did we conclude here? 1.4 is nothing but 1 plus 4 by 10. We have converted this decimal number into a whole number plus a proper fraction. So in the same way, in the future, whenever you have such questions, say 21.3, how will we write it? Write the whole number part as it is. Write this non-decimal part as it is, plus 3 is in 1/10th place, so 3 divided by 10. If you have 31, then 31 divided by 100. We are having 1/10th and 100th place. This is in 100th place. So 31 divided by 100. Basically, the number divided by 1. After 1, the number of decimal places. How many decimal places you have? That many zeros. What did we conclude here now? 1.4 is nothing but 1 plus 4 by 10. Now let us start with this again. 1 plus 4 divided by 10. The decimal part, that is 4 divided by, after 1, here we are having only one decimal place. So we are placing 1 0. Now how will we add this? We are having a whole number and a fraction. How will we add this, children? 1 can be written as 1 by 1. Now the denominators are 1 and 10. How to take the LCM? As we have discussed, the LCM of 1 and any other number will be the number itself. Say here the LCM of 1 and 10 is equal to 10. So now the denominators should be 10. Let me erase this. Here we are having 1 in the denominator. How will we get 10? If we multiply with 10. Yes, so again we have to multiply the same in the numerator as well. Next fraction is 4 by 10. Now again we are having 10 here. We need to get 10. How will we get 10 into 1 is equal to 10. So these are our fractions. When we multiply 1 into 10, 10 divided by 1 into 10, 10 plus 4 into 1, 4 divided by 10 into 1, 10. Now these are our like fractions. How will we add, children? 10 will be the common denominator, adding the numerators. 10 plus 4 is nothing but 14 divided by 10. Understood? See, that is why the chapters fractions and decimals are linked together. While we are converting decimals, we use the fractions. As we apply addition, multiplication, here we have applied addition of fractions, multiplication of fractions. Yes, so that is why both are linked together. If you understand the chapter fractions well, you can do the decimal problems also well. Now what is our final answer here? 14 divided by 10. But if you observe, both 14 and 10 have 2 as their common factor. So when we divide it by 2, 14 by 2 7, 10 divided by 2 is 5. So 7 by 5 will be our answer, children. Always remember, when you are dealing with fractions, you have to write the final answer in its simplest form. What is the answer here? 7 by 5. Understood? What did we learn just now? Conversion of decimals into fractions. Now we know both the basic decimals and also a complicated decimal like this can also be converted into a fraction. Let us revise again. I'll tell it quickly. 1.4, how will we write it? This 1 plus the decimal place 4 divided by 10. As we are having only one decimal place, 1. Now 1 plus 4 will be nothing but 10 plus 4 by 10, that is 14 by 10. Next, as they both have numerator and denominator have 2 as their HCF, highest common factor, we are multiplying them by 2. So the final answer will be 7 divided by 5. The answer in its simplest form is 7 divided by 5. I hope this is clear, right, children? Now coming to some exercise problems. We have convert the following fractions into decimals. See, we are given with some fractions, we need to convert them into decimals. I'll do the last two problems, you can solve the remaining. Okay, 17 by 20. How will we convert it, children? Here the denominator is not 10, 100 or 1000. So we need to convert it into 10, 100 or 1000. First, we are having 20. Can we multiply 20 with something to get 10? No, it's not possible at all. We cannot multiply 20 with anything to get 10. So let us see for 100. 20 into 5 is equal to 100. Yes, 20 into 5 is equal to 100. So even the numerator will multiply with 5. 17 into 5 is nothing but 5 5s are 25, 5 1s are 5 plus 2, 7. 17 5s are 75 divided by our denominator is 20 into 5, 100. Now how will we do this, children? Here the denominator is having 3 digits but the numerator is having only 2. So we are placing 0 as the third digit. And remember, where should we place? We should place to the right side. We should place left side. We should place a 0 to the left, that is before the number. Now where will we keep the decimal point? In the denominator we are having 2 zeros. So after 2 zeros, 2 digits from the right, we will place our decimal point. 17 by 20 is nothing but our 0.75. Understood, children? The next question, 12 by 25. Again here the denominator is neither 10, 100 or 1000. But if we multiply 25 by 4, what will we get? 4 5s are 20, 4 2s are 8, 9, 10. 100. Yes, when we multiply 20 by 25 with 4, the answer will be 100. Now as we have multiplied the denominator with 4, we'll multiply the numerator as well. 12 into 4, 48. So 48 by 100 is our fraction now, which has 100 as the denominator. So we can convert it into a decimal, right? Again, the numerator has only 2 digits where the denominator has 3 digits. So we are placing 1 0 to the left of the number, that is before the number. Now where will we place the decimal point? Here there are 2 zeros. So after 2 digits from the right, we'll place a decimal point. Understood, children? So 12 by 25 is nothing but 0.48. The next one, convert the following decimals into fractions. Now here we are having a few decimals which are to be converted into fractions. If you look at question D, 1.344. How will we convert this? First write the number as it is without any decimal point divided by, what should come in the denominator? After 1, how many decimal places do we have? We are having 3 decimal places. So we'll write 3 zeros after 1. 1344 divided by 1000 is our answer. But this is not in its simplest form. Okay, what is this? This is not in its simplest form. If we observe both the given number by 8, yes, both the numbers are divisible by 8. So we have to reduce them to their simplest forms. We have 8 ones are 8. When we subtract, 5 is remaining. 4 brought down. Then we have 8 6 are 42. 8 6 are 48. When we subtract, how much is remaining, children? 6. And then when 4 brought down, 8 8s are 64. When we subtract, 0 is our remainder. So what is the answer? 168 is our quotient for the numerator. Next, again when we divide 1000 by 8, we have 8 ones are 8. When we subtract 2 is remaining, 0 brought down. 8 twos are 16. When we subtract 4 is remaining, 0 brought down. 8 fives are 40. When we subtract, 0 is our remainder. So 125 is the quotient here. So this will be our final answer, children. The answer reduced to the simplest forms. This is the fraction, yes, 1344 divided by 1000. But it reduced to the simplest form is 164 divided by 125. Now coming to the next question, 5.76, it will be 576 divided by 100. Yes, we are having two decimal places, so two zeros. Again, both of these numbers are divisible by the number 4 here. 576 divided by 4, 4 ones are 4, 1 brought down, 4 fours are 16, 6 brought down, again 4 fours are 16. So what is the answer here? 144. So 576 divided by 4 is 144. Then 100 divided by 4. 4 twos are 8. 0, 2, 0 brought down, 4 fives are 20. The remainder is 0. 100 divided by 4 is 25. So the answer is 144 divided by 25. Understood, children? This is how we convert decimals into fractions. Now coming to the comparison of decimals. If we have two decimals, say 25.45 and 23.12. These two are decimals. Now how can we say which of the decimal is higher or greater and the which decimal is lesser? We have learnt about comparison of fractions. So in the same lines, let us learn about comparison of decimals. What are the steps? First, compare the whole number parts of both the numbers. See, here the decimal number is, let me write here, 25.45. Yes, we've learned this is our decimal point. This 45 becomes our decimal part. And this 25 here becomes our whole number part. I think I've missed to tell about this detail. Yes, children, the different, we have like this different parts. This is our decimal point. These two numbers become our decimal part and this becomes our whole number part. Now when we are comparing two decimals, what should we do? We should first compare the whole number parts. That means the numbers written to the left of the decimal point. Here 25.45 and 23.12 are the decimal numbers. What are the whole number parts? 25 and 23. These are our whole number parts. When we compare 25 and 23, which is the greater number? 25 is greater than our 23. Yes? So that is why the decimal number 25.45 will be greater than the decimal number 23.12. Understood, children? Simple, right? First compare the whole number parts. The decimal number with the greater whole number part becomes the greater decimal. Now what if we have two decimal numbers with the same whole number parts? Yes, see 25.456 and 25.767. Now here both the decimal numbers are having the same whole number part, that is 25. Both the whole number parts are the same, that is 25. So we will move on to compare the decimal parts. Whole number parts are same, so we'll move on to compare the decimal parts. What are the decimal parts here? 456 and 767. Now when we compare, which is the greater number, children? 456 is less than our 767. Yes, so that is why the number 25.456 is less than our decimal number 25.767. Understood? Again, what is their note? While arranging decimal numbers, we first convert them into like numbers. While comparing the two decimal numbers when their whole number parts are different, the decimal number with the greater whole number part is greater, and if their whole number parts are same, then beginning from the tens place, the decimal number with the bigger digit in the same place is greater. That is what, right? How will we compare these two? We'll compare from this part. Yes, 4 and 7. 4 is less than 7. So, the whole number, the decimal number 25.456 is less than our decimal number 25.767. What are the two things that we have to remember? First, if the whole number parts are different, then the decimal number with the greater whole number part is greater, and if they are same, then beginning from the 1/10 place, that means the number right after the point, will compare them. Then the decimal number with the bigger digit in the place is greater. Now we are having a little exercise where we have to compare the given decimals and put the appropriate symbol, that is either greater than or less than. If you look at question A, 3.6 and 3.9, both are having 3 as the whole number part. If we compare the decimal parts, 6 is less than 9. So 3.6 is less than 3.9. Next we have 6.81 and 6.44. Again the whole number parts are same, right children? We'll compare the decimal parts. 81 and 44. If we compare this 8 and 4, 8 is greater than 4. So that is why 6.81 is greater than 6.44. Next we have 18.5 and 18.42. Here do not get confused. See, do not compare 5 and 42. Do not say that 5 is less than 42. So 18.5 is less than 42. No children. Here it is nothing but we have to compare the digit in the 1/10 place. Here we are having 5 and we are having 4. 5 is greater than 4. So that is why 18.5 is greater than 18.42. 18.5 and 18.42. Again, if you remember the note here, what was written here? By arranging decimal numbers, we first convert them into like decimals. Or while arranging and also while comparing, like decimals means what? Let me write here the decimal numbers we have. Like decimals are those decimal numbers which have the same number of decimal places. Yes, here the number of decimal places is 1 and here we are having 2. So now we have to add one more decimal place here. How can we do that? We can simply add a 0 to the right side of it. If you remember in the first class about introduction to decimals, what did we learn? No matter how many zeros we add to the right side of the decimal part, the value will be the same. So that is why to make these two decimals like decimals, what are we doing here? We are adding a 0. Now if we compare these two, 50 and 42, 50 is greater than 42. So 18.5 is greater than 18.42. Understood? Convert them into like decimals and then only compare. Or else if you don't want to do this, what you can do simply is only compare the digits in the 1/10 place. Only compare the digits in the 1/10 place. 5 and 4. 5 is greater than 4. So 18.5 is greater than 18.52. What if we have 5 even here? Yes, even the digits in the 1/10 place are the same. Now what will you do? We'll move on to the next place, that is 100th place. What digit are we having here in the 100th place? Here we are having nothing. Nothing means 0. But in 18.52 we are having 2 in the 100th place. If we compare, 0 is less than 2. So 18.50 is less than 18.52. Understood, children, about the comparison of decimals? If you do not want to convert them into like fractions, only like decimals, only compare the digits in the same place. If you, these are the two ways. One, you can convert them into like decimals and compare directly. See, if we convert this into like decimal, we had 18.5, here we are having 18.52, so it will become 18.50. We are adding 1 0. When we compare 50 and 52, 50 is less than 52, so 18.50 becomes less than 18.52. Understood, children? I hope the concept of comparison of decimals is clear. With this, we've come to the end of today's class. What did we learn today? We learnt about comparison of decimals and also conversion of decimals into fractions. Yes, I hope today's class was clear. Please visit our website www.aimstoday.in for other information regarding online classes, quizzes, live worksheets, DIY activities, English classes and coding. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for receiving